Well, welcome. Thanks so much for coming, Phi Vân. I've been able to see you a lot, online on Facebook, and also with your books. And today's topic is on global citizenship, and you first transitioned outside of Vietnam in 1998. So, 1998 until 2019. How different is your view of the world now as compared to your view of the world in 1998?
Wow, okay. I think 20 years ago, I was basically so afraid of what's out there. I don't know what the word has for me. I don't know what the word means. I have no idea what's going on outside of Vietnam. 20 years later, I have to say that there's nothing scary out there. We have the potential and we have the capacity to be global citizens basically now, and we don't have to wait until 20 years later.
Yeah. You know, what I think is really interesting, and I think we're such a lucky generation in the sense that we are consuming the world every day, right? You know, on YouTube, on Facebook. Do you think that, there are certain things about the Vietnamese youths that will make them more afraid compared to, let's say, the youths from, let's say, Singapore or Hong Kong or America when they go out in the world?
I think there are three things that sort of affect how we see the world and how we basically see ourselves versus the world. First of all, because we're Asian, and genetically we are less developed than the West, and economically we are less developed. So for some reason we feel that we are inferior. The second is the exposure. I mean, if you travel a lot and you go out there and you meet people and you have the chance of your life to actually do different things, interact with different people, you find out that, it's not that scary. We're okay, we're pretty cool. And I think the last is that we haven't got an identity of ourselves. Because to be able to interact, to be able to integrate, to be able to be confident about yourself, first of all, you have to be confident with yourself first. You have to know yourself first. And you have to know the limitless, capacity that you have.
You mentioned this term called the identity of the young generation, and it actually makes me remember, or it reminds me of something that I'm seeing quite a lot here in our society, which is mental health. A lot of the times mental health, is disguised in this idea of I don't know what I want, or, I have no idea who I am, right? And, I'm not happy. Do you think that is endemic to our society at this point in time, and are we the same as other countries? Does it prevent us from doing further things in the world?
I think it's a generational thing, and it's happening among the youth in various countries and not just in Vietnam. However, in Vietnam we have a situation where we actually don't live our life the way we want it to be. We were born, we grew up, our parents told us what to do, which school to go to, how to think, who to marry. I mean, you constantly have been told what to do with your life, and therefore you're living somebody else's life. So identity is not about you not knowing yourself, it's about you submitting to the fact that you have to live and you have to follow what you have been told to be able to live a life that seems to be a good life.
Now, how did you break out of what your parents had for you?
You don't want to know.
Or society had for you? Oh, I want to know now.
I think I have always been considered the black sheep of the family because my family is a very much teacher family. And I'm the only one who says, I'm not going to be a teacher and I'm not going to do exactly what you told me to do because I don't feel like I'm living. I'm feeling like, I'm just like a robot following orders.
I think you mentioned something that I identify with very well. I do think that it's good to be a little bit rebellious. When we grow up in our family, especially a Vietnamese or an Asian family, a lot of the times our thinking and our personality is shaped by our family. And for those that are able to kind of get out of that, then they're able to find themselves a little bit better.
I'm not saying that we have to totally rebel and not following any values. We have great values in Asia and in Vietnam. For example, be kind to people around us. Stuff like that are the values that we should keep. But at the same time, to be able to integrate into the new world and to be able to be a global citizen, we need to experiment. I would use that word, not to rebel, but to experiment, chunks of lives or experiences that we've never actually got a chance to go through before in our lives.